I kind of want to just talk about this while it's still fresh on my mind today, and it's all DASH diet related. So if you're interested in the DASH diet, then this is probably a good video for you. Very realistic. The DASH diet is a dietary approach to stop hypertension. So if you have like high blood pressure, then this is for sure the diet that you need to be on. I've had just an array of heart issues for the past couple of months, diagnosed heart failure, then not diagnosed heart failure, then possibly diagnosed ARVC. There's just been a lot of things, but ever since my first diagnosis of heart failure, I've been religiously, I'm talking like Navy SEAL discipline, dedicated to the DASH diet for months now. Every single day is the exact same, and I don't vary from my daily diet at all. In the morning, I wake up and I eat plain oatmeal, and I put just 2 handfuls of fruit on top of the oatmeal. I put cinnamon in the oatmeal, no sugar, cinnamon and low-fat milk. The cinnamon helps like regulate insulin, I guess. And then just all the other whole grains in the oatmeal. And then I usually put a handful of blackberries, a handful of strawberries, and a handful of bananas every single day. The only thing that changes is which fruits do I put in every day. But it's usually strawberries and bananas as the base, and then I'll switch between blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. That's my breakfast every single morning. If I don't have like milk, for example, to make the oatmeal, or if I ran out of oatmeal and I have to eat a different type of breakfast, I still try to maintain the same like stack of whole grains, whole wheat, fruit. And so I'll usually get like 100% whole wheat bread, and I'll put like almond butter and then top it with bananas and strawberries. So it's very similar. But those are kind of my 2 go-to breakfasts every single day. And then my lunch every single day without fail. I haven't had a different lunch at all for the months that I've been on the DASH diet. Every single day it has been 2 slices of 100% whole wheat bread, whole wheat, whole grain bread, and 1 avocado. So avocado toast, but no salt in it, of course. So I just put pepper and onion powder and a little bit of garlic powder. Mix up the avocado, put that on the toast, and I have a side of low sodium Lay's chips. And per serving size, you can have 11. So I just put 11 on the plate. And that's how I kind of get my midday sodium. Because there's sodium in the bread as well. There's like 100 milligrams of sodium per slice of bread. So you get a few 100 milligrams for lunch. And then for dinner, I have 1 or 2 things. It's literally one or the other, depending on the night. I make a patty melt with ground turkey. And it's basically just the 100% whole wheat bread. And I put a smidge of mayonnaise on the bread to toast that down. And then I use Swiss cheese because Swiss cheese is the lowest sodium cheese. I put a little bit of Swiss cheese on there. I put a nice, like, sturdy ground turkey patty on there. And then I just toast it all up. And it's really good. I dip it in no salt added Heinz ketchup. Tastes just like normal ketchup. And I have another 11 of the low sodium chips. And it's really good. Other than that, if I am not feeling the patty melt for that night, I will eat chicken drumsticks. And I just rip the skin off of those chicken drumsticks and put them in the air fryer with some spray olive oil. And I usually dip those in the no salt added ketchup. Also, that seems to be the hardest thing to find on the DASH diet is good dipping sauces and condiments. They really don't make a whole bunch of low sodium condiments for sure. But yeah, it's either a ground turkey patty melt or chicken drumsticks. Earlier on in the DASH diet, in the first couple weeks, I was eating a lot of chicken breast, but for some reason, chicken breast with no seasoning is rather bland. So, I mean, I've just been sticking to what I enjoy, and there's a lot of good things that have come from this diet. Also, between breakfast and lunch, I'll have another handful of fruit, usually raspberries. I'll have another handful of fruit. If I'm feeling sluggish, I'll have a little granola bar that is dark chocolate on the bottom, low sodium, and it's only like 100 calories. And then between lunch and dinner, it's the same thing. I'll usually drink a Gatorade Zero between lunch and dinner just to spice up the sodium intake for those few hours. That way I don't have like too much of a crash by the end of the day. And every once in a while I'll throw another granola bar in there, or even like a protein bar. The Aloha cookie dough protein bars have been my go-to lately. They have the least amount of sodium out of all the protein bars at the Publix near me, so I just gravitated towards that one in the beginning, but it's actually really good. It tastes just like cookie dough, so you don't really taste the protein. But yeah, the things that have just stayed 100% have been one avocado every day, multiple handfuls of fruit every single day, and whole wheat bread, whole grain bread every day, and then a different protein each night. And I gotta say, just as far as daily symptoms, I feel a lot better. I still struggle with other things that are not diet related, but I feel as if my body has never been healthier, just based off of the diet. I mean, coming into this, I was having 15,000 PVCs every day, and 8 days into the DASH diet, I was having less than 1,000 PVCs per day, and that's huge. It's been giving my heart a good chance to take a break, take a little breather. And then my blood pressure was in the 160s, 170s at the beginning of all of this, and now my last 3 visits at Mayo Clinic, each time I was in the 120s every single time. It was like 121. The highest it was 127, which is great news. And the diet's doing what it's supposed to do. And I love the diet. I've grown accustomed to it. I enjoy the low sodium. My face is never really bloated. I don't retain water like I used to. There's a lot of benefits from the DASH diet, but I see now that it also has like a little bit of a downfall, because yesterday me and my wife had to go on a little bit of a road trip to go pick up a boat for sale in Georgia, and I ate my lunch and we kind of went at a weird time, so I was on the verge of getting hungry. And when you're on the DASH diet, just go ahead and chalk it up to never eating out ever again, because there's just nowhere that is going to serve you anything low sodium. It's so hard to find. No fast food for sure. Sit down restaurants is few and far between, unless you like want to be the guy who asks like, can you cook this on a different stove with different oil, with no salt, and yada yada yada. There's definitely no like easy options to get on the go. So unless you bring a lunch, like just go ahead and lock into being hungry for a few hours if you want to maintain your discipline on the DASH diet. But so yesterday we're on the road trip. I was fine on the way to pick up the boat, but on the way back from picking up the boat, I started to get really hungry, which, you know, I can handle pretty well, but whenever you start to feel hungry with a lack of sodium for the day, you start to feel a little more spacey. And when you're driving at night, you know, feeling spacey is not like the best thing to do. It's not the best thing to feel while you're driving, especially with your baby in the back seat. So if I'm going to deviate from my diet, it's going to be for good reason, like that. We didn't have anything in the car. We had leftover Taco Bell from my wife. We got Taco Bell on the way out there for her. And I was getting to the point where, because you have to be careful. You can't have too low of sodium because you'll start to go into having seizures, and you don't want that. So you want to still have sodium. And I was thinking about it, and my breakfast, I had such minimal sodium, and my lunch that day, I didn't have my chips, my low sodium chips. I had unsalted pretzels that had like no sodium in them, and I forgot to drink my Gatorade. It was a busy day, so I literally forgot to maintain my sodium levels, and I was feeling the symptoms of having low sodium. So I mean, it's no big deal, easy fix, get a little sodium in you, relax for a little bit, and things will start to go back to normal. But all we had in the truck was one leftover Doritos Locos taco from Taco Bell. And I really didn't want to do it because I care about the discipline that I have. And so my wife had to talk me into just eating it, just to feel better for the moment, for at least the drive home. And so I ate the Doritos Locos taco, and that's the first thing that I've eaten outside of my diet in like multiple months. And for most people, it probably wouldn't taste that salty because it's really not like a super high sodium thing. But I think there's like 370 milligrams in a Doritos Locos taco. But I ate it and my lips shriveled up, my tongue shriveled up. It was one of the saltiest things that I've eaten in a long time. It was crazy. But not to mention the oils that they use in it are not healthy olive oils like I have at home. The cheese that's on the Doritos Locos taco is a different cheese than I'm used to. Just a very different food experience that I'm introducing back into my body, introducing back into my brain chemistry. That's where I'm getting at as far as the downfall. This happened to me once a couple years ago when I was doing a really strict diet. I ate really clean for a couple of weeks, like super clean. Like when I say I'm eating clean, I'm not talking about like I eat good for 5 days and then on the weekend I have cheat meals and then I'm back at it. Like when I eat clean, I'm eating sterile, like operating room clean. I take note of everything that I put in my body. I eat only what I'm supposed to, and I avoid everything that I'm supposed to. And a couple years ago, I was on a diet, eating clean, and then I wanted to have a cheat meal, and we went and got pizza. And the same thing happened to my body and my brain that I'm about to explain to you now. And it's something that you have to like keep in mind for sure, because if you don't know what is happening or why it's happening, that could be very alarming. So I just want to discuss that. So basically, last night, I ate the taco, thinking no big deal, whatever. We get home, I eat my dinner. I ate the chicken drumsticks, business as usual, you know. And going into the night, I was like feeling okay, whatever. But as soon as I went to sleep, instantly tossing and turning, instantly couldn't sleep. I fell asleep and I had like one of the worst nightmares that I've ever had in my life. Woke me up, tossing and turning again. Can't fall back to sleep. I finally fall back to sleep into like a really deep sleep, but then I wake up again, bad dreams. And then I was just laying in bed and I just felt just such like depression and just such like immense doom impending doom. Dr. Jordan Peterson used to talk about this because he's following the same diet that his daughter has to follow from her immune disease or immune whatever. One of the disease that she has makes it to where she can only eat like chicken and broccoli, period, or steak and broccoli and salt, period. So he was doing it with her, and he would say like if he ever had a cheat meal, he would go into like a 24-hour period of just feeling super depressed and immense doom. And that's exactly what I felt in the middle of the night. It's the exact same thing that happened years ago when I deviated from my diet for a little bit, whatever. Like, whenever you're eating clean and you're giving your body what it's supposed to have, what your brain is supposed to have, things are gonna clear up for you and you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel like how your body is supposed to be operating. And if you ever just give it what it's not supposed to have and what's bad for it, you're gonna like get the repercussion of that, and it's gonna affect your mental heavily and give you a bad couple of days before you swing back into the diet. So just be aware of that. When I was laying in bed last night thinking about it, I was thinking like, if you're like a nice luxury car that only runs on premium gas, and you go to the gas station one time and you put in the regular gas, like, are you gonna run and operate? Yes. But are you gonna have problems? Absolutely. You're gonna have problems until you kick that bad gas out of your system and get the good gas back in. Like, we're the exact same. And I'm noticing that with every diet that I go on, how it affects the brain. This one was like extreme though. Like, just introducing bad oils and bad salts, just being clean all day, every day, and then just sprinkling in a bad taco. It might sound crazy to other people that don't eat super clean, but just one bad taco and it just ruined my night. Just couldn't sleep at all, terrible dreams, terrible depression just for one night. Because I gotta say, being on this DASH diet, even with having a newborn baby and being diagnosed heart failure, my mental has been clear. My mental has been good. I haven't fallen into a deep depression despite all the odds. And I really chalk it up to the diet. Like, the diet, giving my brain what it needs, the fruits, the vegetables, the healthy fats, the whole grains, going outside every day, like staying busy. My mental has been perfect. It's been sharp. No deep dives late at night when the sun goes down, nothing crazy. It's just been good. Blood pressure's at a good spot. My PVC's are at a good spot. My heart function seems to be like bouncing back, which is great. And I largely contribute it to the diet. The doctors that I talk to say that, you know, the research isn't there to show what the DASH diet can do as far as reversing heart failure or anything, but I'm just going off of how I feel on a day-to-day basis and the numbers that I see, and things are trending in a positive direction. And the only thing that I've changed is the DASH diet. So literally, I can't say it enough. The DASH diet is probably the best heart healthy diet you can go on. I take one capsule of fish oil every night as well. Early on in the diet, I was eating fish like every third day. I would eat like cod or salmon every third day, but to be honest, without seasoning, I'm just not a huge fish guy. I'll be honest, just not a huge fish guy. So if I'm gonna stick to a diet, you gotta find the things that you enjoy and just sink into it. So I enjoy the patty melts, I enjoy the chicken drumsticks, I enjoy my avocado toast, and I enjoy my oatmeal in the morning. Sign me up. If you tell me that's what I gotta do, I gotta eat that, and I'll be in my daughter's life for the long haul, I'll do it, easy. I'm not interested in the cheat meals for short-term satisfaction, because now I know that this satisfaction is going to be followed up by just a terrible night's sleep, a terrible night of impending doom thoughts, and just depressing thoughts. And then I just have to get back into training my body how to function well on low sodium and on whole grains instead of Doritos tacos. And like, if I got pizza every time I wanted to eat pizza, it would make this diet so hard to maintain. But because I've found that like flat line, where things just like plateaued and things are easy, I'm not like craving anything, I'm not having these highs and lows throughout the day, the DASH diet has been incredibly easy. And there's tons and tons of recipes for the DASH diet. You can go on the Mayo Clinic website and they have like, it's like 300 or 400 recipes for the DASH diet. So you can keep it interesting. You don't have to have the Navy SEAL discipline like I do. I just find a lot of comfort in it because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about it. It's the same reason why I wear like a black t-shirt every single day. It's because I don't have to think about it. Like, I don't have to use mental energy for things. I know exactly what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. I know exactly what I'm gonna eat for lunch, for dinner. I know exactly what I'm gonna wear. It makes life easy because the other things in life are not easy. They're not easy at all. So food, clothes, things like that, I'm just gonna make them easy and I'm gonna stay disciplined and I'm gonna keep watching my numbers trend upwards. It's crazy. It's crazy that my PVCs dropped from 15,000 PVCs a day to less than 1,000. Like, if I get to a point in the next couple of months where PVCs are non-existent, life might be really, really, really good. So I'm just gonna keep at it, like keeping my blood pressure low, letting my heart chill out, and we'll see what happens. But yes, DASH diet, 100% verified, approved. Do the DASH diet. Even if you don't have heart problems, do the DASH diet so you don't get heart problems. There's loads of like antioxidants and like heart healthy nutrition in all of these foods. They're just fruits, whole wheats, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. You can stay alive for a long time. I gotta go down to the garage though and get to work on a Skiff. So I'm gonna go do that. I just wanted to drop in and talk about the DASH diet for a little bit and how bad my night was because I ate a taco. But it was for a good reason. I didn't want to crash the car due to a low sodium seizure. I haven't had one yet, but who knows? I appreciate you for tuning in and listening to me ramble about the DASH diet for probably the better part of 20 minutes. I be ranting for sure. I don't mean to, but I get passionate talking about things and I just get going. So if you stayed to the end of the video, that's pretty sick. Like, you're a pretty sick dude. So yeah, appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one, rambling about heart failure and ejection fraction numbers and diet stuff. If you have any questions about any heart failure stuff or DASH diet stuff, feel free to leave a comment and I will talk to you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.